this? Well, so yeah, we clearly got a rejection. We got a sell-off. We got a bearish weekly candle. There was a little bit of hope, but then it lost. We're getting quite large volume this week. We're getting more selling. What's going on? Is there an inverse head and shoulders here? Well, actually, possibly not, because maybe that wasn't the left shoulder. Maybe this was a double bottom, or maybe there is something going on here. What's happening right now is that the price is coming back to test the lows of this previous monthly candle. That's what's happening right now. Okay. And the other problem is that we have alt season on our hands and people are chasing. And in order to chase, they sell other tokens and they buy other tokens. That's really, I feel that that's what we're experiencing right now. And we're kind of underneath this point of control now. We're washing it. Let me have a look at the higher, kind of a higher time frame. Look at that. So naturally, we haven't really found support on the point of control. I think what we're experiencing now is altcoin mania, altcoin hype, and people are like selling other altcoins to buy altcoins. They're chasing. And so naturally, when you see an altcoin dropping, they're like this. People are like, oh shit, this is going down. I'll sell this and I'll buy something which is going up. That's that's the market's mentality. But actually, these are the opportunities, because once these tokens move, they move really fast. Yeah. And you can't predict when and how they move. But if this moves, it'll be up like 100% probably in a day. Then it'll be up 200%, 300%. And then you just had to be patient. And while people are chasing like Solana or other tokens where they can move like 50% or 60% or 20%, because they have high market caps, they move much slower. They require a lot more volume and capital to move them higher percentages. With something like TRVL, if you get the market buy at the same time and just focus on TRVL, then you'll get big moves very fast, very quickly, because you're looking at a low microcap, effectively a microcap. And so when you're looking at the market cap of TRVL now, it's 3.2 million. 3.2 million is peanuts in the scale of things. And so it wouldn't be difficult, honestly, in the peak of an alt season, it's really not difficult for someone to just come in and just say, I'm just going to buy $1 million worth of TRVL, and then you get a God candle and you're trading at 5 cents or whatever. Yeah. And then you've just missed your opportunity because you were chasing a 20%, 30%, 40% move on another coin. And so the education here is, if you've never been in an alt season, if you've never experienced alt seasons before, is don't chase. Okay. What you have to do is dollar cost average into your tokens, and you have to hold, be patient. Yeah. And when the price is dropping, you don't sell, you're patient, because ultimately the fundamentals of this token are sound. Yeah. The fundamentals are sound. When you look at the fundamentals, it's a real world network. It's a business. It's a decentralized application. It works. I've proven the concept. I've explained this in my so many videos. So many videos I've showed. I'm going to show you again right now. I have to log in. But when I log in, I'm going to show you. Just give me a sec to log in so I can log into my back end. Oh, there it is. Okay. It's already logged in. It's fine. $35 completed bookings, $66,335 of realized earnings. This is across my properties. That's over the course of 3 years. Yeah, this is me. I'm a 4.99 star super host on Airbnb, almost 10 years hosting, 184 reviews. I do this in London. I have lots of reviews. They're all 5 stars, basically. And you know how incredibly difficult it is to get 4.99 stars on Airbnb? Because, you know, you only need to get 1 or 2 bad reviews and that drops quite fast. And look, 4.99 is pretty amazing, isn't it? And so look at this, 5 stars, 5 star. I've got 2 properties here which are on 5 stars. So the reality is that I know what I'm talking about. I've been in this business for a long time. And here I am. I'm not paid by Dtravel. I'm not employed. But I know it works because what Dtravel provided me was with my own direct booking site. It allows me to be on Airbnb, and it also allows me to have my own business, my own website. This is connected to my calendars. It's synced. And so now if people want to book, they can book directly. They don't have to do it through Airbnb. They can do it directly with me. And the transactions are managed, they're processed, they're recorded on the blockchain. And you can also pay using crypto. You can pay using crypto. So let me just try and find it. My calendar's pretty booked out, isn't it? Let me just have a look. Let me just do it there to there. Let me show you. Give it a second to load. 2 seconds. See that? It gives you a price on guest. We reserve it. It takes you to the reservation page. See that? You can pay using crypto. You can pay using credit card. See that? And if you don't have a wallet, then you can create a wallet. What does it say? MetaMask. Oh, it sends you to MetaMask. Okay. Connect a wallet. And you pay in TRVL, you get a discount. You can pay using BTC now on the Coinbase layer 2. And also, if people have questions, they can contact me. My details are all there. You can contact me through several methods. And this is the future. The reason why this is the future is because it's a decentralized real world application. Yeah. So right now, if you want to rent your property, you go on Airbnb and you list it and you can rent it, but then it's centralized. Effectively, Airbnb takes not the lion's share, but a big chunk out of your earnings, like 15.5% plus tax. And then the other problem with Airbnb is that your business is not owned by you. So the thing about Airbnb is that all these reviews, my business belongs to them. So it hasn't happened for me, but I know it's happened for a lot of people where their Airbnb profile has been closed down by Airbnb or delisted for reasons that often are unusual or ridiculous. Yeah. And that's what happens when you deal with centralized entities which become mammoths. Okay. And this is a thing, this is a problem, but also the costs, you know, like when you're trying to run a business, you have to keep your costs as low as possible because that's how you can sustain your business. And so when you get like return customers and people who are coming back or people who want to stay longer, they don't necessarily want to do it through Airbnb. And that's what I've learned. And that's why I've been able to convert 35 bookings, over $66,000 of earnings in 3 years, because a lot of people don't want to go through Airbnb. They don't want to go through booking.com. They want to come directly to me. Okay. So we have a really strong network here. It's a network of properties. If you go to the web app, see that? You can search. And so I'm here in El Salvador, so I'll search for El Salvador. And this is what I'm doing in El Salvador now. I'm onboarding properties, listings onto our decentralized network. And so I've managed to bring 4 listings on. and I'm working hard to populate this. My target is about 200 to just completely populate this, and it also helps because it means people can book directly without going through Airbnb. Airbnb in El Salvador is trickier because you have to pay the bank transaction costs as well. And a lot of people here, because El Salvador is a crypto friendly country, a lot of people like the option of paying in crypto. And a lot of people are just, they get recommended by word of mouth, or they're travelers who just kind of meet people and they can stay somewhere in a room or something. And so actually, this is what we're building. This is the real world network. If you don't choose a country, you just kind of, let me just search actually. Let me just do search this area. It's kind of nice. Actually, it's going to search. Yeah, it's kind of nice. I don't know. So we're kind of not, we kind of need to grow. And so we're at the beginning. So if you're here and you're like for the first time or whatever, and you're just watching me and you're like, oh, this is small, this is nothing. Look at this. Oh, what's that? Look at that. I haven't seen that one. Metallo, Sonsonati. No, I've seen that one. What is this? Oh, these are the ones. Guatemala. Wow, look at these. These are the ones. Guatemala. See that? Guatemala. Haven't seen these ones. And you're like wondering, well, this is small, this is rubbish, I don't know. Well, we are kind of populated in some other key areas, crypto friendly areas. Like, look, this is Dubai. See that? And then if you go to, let's say, go to Brazil. I can't spell it, obviously. That 100+ results, and our network is growing. It's a growing network. And so for a lot of people, they missed Airbnb. They were like, I wish I got involved in Airbnb when it first launched or whatever. But reality is you couldn't invest. You weren't going to benefit from the growth. The only thing you could do is start hosting early, which is what I did back at the beginning when Airbnb was like relatively unknown. And right now Dtravel is unknown, but the network is growing. And so go and have a look at our network stats. I'm going to post it here. Go and have a look. It's this link here, which I've pasted in chat. It's dune.com. That's dune.com/Dtravel DAO/Dtravel-network-analytics. Go and have a look at the stats. This is early. We're all early right now. And what will happen is that we're going to have a breakout. We're going to have an explosion in growth. Our listings are going to go up from 5,000 to 25,000 to 50,000 to 100,000 to 150,000. And then you're going to wish that you had picked up some TRVL. Right now, the team are doing an amazing work behind the scenes to promote and push Dtravel, and we haven't really begun yet. So if you go to the X page, it's quite active. They're quite active, and they're posting. And we have our community manager, Andrea. She's doing keen work. I don't know if you've seen this video. I'm gonna play the whole video so you can watch this. I'm gonna mute and I'm gonna play this. Hold on.
Hello guys. So I'm on my way to stay in the villa that I booked for Dtravel, and I'm looking forward to meet the host and also to show you the experience that I live there. Okay, apparently we're here, so just a minute until I show you my house. Oh yeah, this is it. Hi, thank you so much. The villa was unbelievable, and I got welcomed in the best way possible.
My name is Andro.
Andro?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Nice to meet you, Andro. Then Andro started to explain me all the details of check-in, check-out, and I even asked him if I could check out later, and he agreed. Now, join me with my welcome drink, and let's explore the villa. What I loved about this villa, besides the location, was the decoration. You felt that you were in an old money house, but paying 3 times less. So yeah, I guess this is it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the whole experience with me and for the tour. I hope you enjoyed it, and I can't wait to keep exploring more properties around Bali through Dtravel. See you soon.
There you go. That's what Dtravel is doing. It's effectively we're going to take over Airbnb. You know, this is my ambition. This is my vision. This is my dream. This is my destiny to take over Airbnb, to become bigger than that. I mean, and I think it's possible because the future of the world are DAOs and decentralized real world applications. Yeah. That's the future. That's what's going to happen because these decentralized applications can only grow and grow and grow. They can only grow. Yeah. They're just going to live permanently in the web and grow and grow and grow because they're decentralized. Yeah. And so we're really early. Like if you're, arguably I would say maybe 4 years you were early, but 4 years, it's taken so long to build this. And during that time, people have become impatient. People have been like, I need my money, whatever. But really right now is the right time. And you can see when I look at the charts, I've talked about this before. The previous 2 months, you have increasing prices, increasing volume. That's bullish. The price has come all the way back down to test the lows of the previous month. I think that's normal. And now we're in alt season. And look where the price is. Do you buy or do you sell as we're entering alt season and as the prices pull back to test the lows of the previous month? And that's the question. Not financial advice. That's the question. Okay. I leave it to you. I'm not here to kind of push people to buy. Do your own research. The website is there for you guys to have a look. Yeah. There's a lot of information there. Learn, go and have a look at everything. And you can add your website and listing. When I was onboarding, it was really easy. It was just an import from Airbnb. You don't need Airbnb actually. You can just create your own listing. Without Airbnb, you don't need to be on Airbnb. So that's really attractive to people who can't use Airbnb for different reasons, whether it's the banking system, whether they don't have bank accounts, or in certain countries where there's a restriction on banking, they can still create a listing on Dtravel. They can still accept crypto, and that's the most important thing. Yeah, the future is crypto. That's why we're here. That's what we all believe. And so, as I said, this is me. This is my activity, and these are my properties. I'm the proof of concept, and what people might not realize about me, and I'm going to kind of bring it up again. One of my property, the first short, let me just rephrase that. Dtravel processed the first short-term rental booking using blockchain and smart contracts. And they did that on my property in London. See that? And I processed that first booking. That was 3 years ago. And that was the first test to see if this worked. I was in the first handful of properties. They used my property to host the first booking on Dtravel on this network. And since then, 3 years, since then, I've processed and completed 35 bookings and realized $66,000 worth of value, real value, money. Yeah. So this is no joke. This is real. This is a proof of concept. I've proved the concept. It works. This is in addition to Airbnb. This is in addition to booking.com. This is in addition to Verbo. Okay. And actually what I've learned is people prefer this. People prefer to book directly. Now, maybe people are asking, well, but Airbnb is insured. Well, so is Dtravel. And that's the great thing. And this is what people don't realize. Can I find it here? Maybe I can. I'm not quite sure. Let me have a look. See damage protection on. See that? So you can activate damage protection. Yeah. You can activate guest screening. You can activate that. Does that make sense? And the damage protection, look, up to 5 million in damage protection for verified screen bookings powered by Superhog for an additional charge per reservation. Let me see if I can learn more here. This is it. Look, this is the information. So I'm going to post this in chat. You can go and have a look for yourself. The link is here if you want to have a look. That's right there. And that's why you should go and do your own research. Go and have a look at the Dtravel website. Dtravel is partnered with Know Your Guests to help property managers reduce risk and increase peace of mind when welcoming guests to their vacation rental properties. There are 2 risk management features available for property managers to add for reservations booked through their Dtravel powered booking website: intelligent guest screening and damage protection. See that? And so look at this. Know Your Guests offers a 5 million damage protection plan against guest related damages during a verified Know Your Guest booking. See that? Damage protection plan includes protection for guest accidental and malicious damage, guest damage due to theft, guest damage to belongings and contents, guest damage to common and shared areas. Does not include wear and tear, damage outside of the guest's control, or bodily injury. Okay. So it protects your property. Yeah, it protects your property. That's it. So this is really useful information. Go and have a look. And I already explained, you know, we are evolving. Dtravel is evolving, and there is a blog. And if you go to the blog, let me see if I can find the blog here. There it is. Go and have a look at the blog. It's dtravel.com/blog. And we've got a new pricing plan that's going to be in effect from the 17th of September. Okay. And there's a lot of information here. There's a lot of activity. And what's interesting is that we're going to relaunch. We're going to relaunch the whole thing soon. And this is all season. This is the beginning. I mean, not financial, never financial advice. Okay. Never financial. It's all entertainment. But whoever is selling, I think you're making, I don't want to say mistake, okay, because it's never a mistake to sell and buy something else if that's what your heart tells you. But I honestly, my vision for Dtravel is all-time highs and Airbnb, okay, and so, and it's a long game, you know. And this is the thing, it's a long game. It's like, you have to be in it for the long term. You can't just go, I want to make quick money and get out. Okay. With something like Dtravel, with a market cap so low, and I talked to you about the market cap, it's only $3.2 million a market cap. Where in the world can you invest in a business or company or in a decentralized application with such a low market cap, with such amazing tech, with a proof of concept that I've just described, with a growing network and a passionate community that believes in decentralized travel, where you can't? This is like honestly, it's a golden goose. It's a lifetime opportunity. 3.2 million market cap. Look at Airbnb's market cap, 76 point whatever billion. Okay. You only need like 5 million TRVL, and the minute we get to this value, you'll be a billionaire. Literally. It's really that simple. You just need to buy it and hold it and hodl. Buy it and hodl. That's all you need to do. Just don't even think about it. Buy and hodl. Hodl. Most people in crypto become wealthy through hodling, not trading, hodling. Yeah. It's a higher time frame accumulation that will make you money in crypto. Nothing else is more profitable for higher time frame accumulation than any other strategy and hodling. Yeah. Anyone that tells you buying, selling, you're going to make money, leverage, you're going to make money, they're lying to you. You buy and accumulate dollar cost average on a time weighted average price over time, and you hodl. And eventually you'll get to where you want to be. You'll have life-changing money. You just have to go through the ups and downs, and you mustn't be emotionally invested in the USD price. because one day in the future, we will get to all-time highs. Yeah, we will. One day we will get to all-time highs. That's an 18,000% increase in value. One day we'll get there. Yeah, I can't tell you when. Yeah, and in alt season, you may think to yourself, and I talk about the fundamentals. The chart technicals. But you know, sometimes the chart technicals don't pay attention. You just look at this point of control. It looks like we're losing it. So what can I say? Sometimes the chart technicals aren't always adhered to for reasons outside of my understanding. It's okay. But, you know, maybe we go up to the value area higher and that's a 400% increase in value. But maybe we get Dtravel announced as a partnership. Maybe Binance and Coinbase launch TRVL. And then we get God candles. And then what do you do then? Okay. Because you didn't hodl, because you sold, or because fear gripped you. You can't be afraid to buy the dips in these times, in these moments when you get these low value tokens, these low market cap tokens, which have real usage, a real use case, which I'm showing you right now. And if you don't believe me, this is who I am. This is my crypto channel. Go and have a look. Go and do your own research. Go and have a look. Okay. All right. So that's TRVL. Please share and like this video, and let's get the word out. A few questions here. Royale says, can QANX become $1? Quan is bringing real world solutions. No bullshit. I want to see all your holdings. Are you mad? So I want to see your long-term holdings. I will copy. Hell no, I don't share my long-term holdings with anyone. I'm invested in TRVL, QANX, and actually recently I picked up Portal to book Bitcoin. Portal to Bitcoin. Recently I picked up this. This is a new addition. Portal to Bitcoin. Okay. And I may start talking about this as well, because this is quite an interesting token. Okay. That's it. These are my three that I believe in. I always look at the fundamentals. I always focus on the real world use. I always look at it has to make sense to me in my mind. For QANX, it makes sense. Quantum resistant blockchain makes sense. TRVL, decentralized real world application, which is peer-to-peer vacation rental, makes sense to me. And Portal, the Bitcoin, makes sense to me. It makes sense. So I only focus on things that make sense. Everything that doesn't make sense for me is not something that I'm interested in. I'm not interested in things that don't make sense. Yeah. Even if they're good, even if I miss out, I'm not interested because it just doesn't make sense. So meme coins, they don't make sense to me. So I don't follow meme coins, even if they're good. Even you have to be a trader to trade meme coins. And while I can trade, and I do trade sometimes, I try not to, because trading is a full-time job, and I'm not prioritizing trading as my career choice right now. Right now, I'm focused, like I've said, on building Dtravel's real world network, because I actually think that in the long term, this is going to make me more money than ever. That's what I believe. I really strongly believe in this. I have the proof of concept, and that's why I'm so focused on this, because I believe one day this will outperform every kind of trade that I make. So I can focus on trading and make gains, or I can do this, and then one day it's going to be like explosion. Does it make sense? Yeah, exactly. All right, that's my stream for today. Well, thank you for coming. There's a few viewers here. Nice. I appreciate that. Now, if you missed my previous analysis, I've gone over Bitcoin, QANX, and TRVL. All right. So if you want to go back into the video, you can do that. As soon as this stream ends, I'm going to cut it into 3 videos, and I'm going to post it as separate videos. Bitcoin, QANX, and TRVL. So you can wait for that. And obviously, if you want me to analyze your tokens, in the future, your altcoins, because it is alt season now, then post it in chat, post it in underneath the videos, or come into my X page. Yeah, come into my X page, and just underneath my video, anywhere, you can just contact me. Just say, could you have a look at this? Could you have a look at this? And I'm happy to do that for you. But I have to plan it. I'm not going to kind of just do it now, because I don't want to spend more than an hour on a stream. It's just a bit too long, and I don't have the energy to do that. Royal is asking, only 3 enough? Look, honestly, Royal, I think not financial advice, yeah? I think don't follow me, don't copy me, okay? What you should do is have a portfolio, diversify, focus on Bitcoin, ETH, large caps, mid caps, small caps, micro caps. Yeah, you got to have kind of split your value, and then you'll get the average increase in value, okay? The way I do it is I focus on the micro caps, the ones that have the potential to explode, go parabolic, because I know that when it happens, that's where I'm going to make more money, okay? But you have to be patient, and if you're not patient, you won't win. And if you have the ability to be patient, the problem with patience is that you'll see other coins move, and you'll be like, shit, should I have done this? Shit, should I have done that? But if you're patient with a micro cap, you have the potential to make more money. Yeah, especially tokens which are like this, which are at the lows, or QANX. When you look at QANX, look at QANX. Look at QANX. The potential to make more money on that. Look, it's just going sideways for 4 years. There's a potential to make more money on this. My target for QANX, by the way, is the all-time high. That's why I've got it marked there, which is 20 cents. That's kind of what I'm looking for on QANX. You think $1 is possible, but I think 20 cents is going to be a real nice take profit. I'm not just going to allow the price to get to 20 cents and for me to not take profit. Okay, I'll probably take 50% at 20 cents, probably. That's what's on my mind. All right. I hope that helps. All right. Have a wonderful Friday. Have a wonderful weekend. My next stream is Sunday. All right. So if you want to join me on Sunday, I'm going to post a link in my X. So if you want to kind of keep an eye on my, oh, what's that shit? I'll post it. I always post when I'm going to do streams. I post the link so you can kind of set it into your bookmarks. All right. And then obviously QANX I'll do next Friday. I'll do it every Friday. All right. Have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day. All right. Take care. Thanks for joining me, Royal. Thank you for chatting.